lighter than you would have expected, and her talons are a lot gentler than you would have imagined. And she is on your arm.
I'm going to reach up carefully and calmly and take that gold nuisance off of her beak.
And as soon as you do, she lets out a loud, just joyful screech, and then immediately spreads her wings. Her wings spread, and she just takes off. And she has a 6-foot wingspan. So she is huge. And she just dives upwards and just, like, disappears in the trees.
What would be more thematic? Me keeping the gold ring as a keepsake, or throwing it right at Ravana's head?
You can do either.
I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to pocket that and just say, well, Ravana, Roman, Thea, it's been wonderful meeting you, and I hope to never do so again. And he takes a low bow, and without much further ado, he's going to head off unless they have something to say to his back.
They're just fanning him. He's passed out. And so you walk back through the woods, back to the path, just knowing instinctively where you need to go, passing once again the beautiful flowers and low-hanging branches, the moss dangling from the trees, the vines, the mushrooms, the beautiful foliage. You emerge on the path, and you're sort of just making your way back on your adventure when there's a rustling from above. Do you look up?
I certainly do.
You look up and you don't see anything. You just see the trees ruffling above you, like as if something has just gone through them. And then when you look down, there she is. She's just like walking in a circle, kind of like sheepishly dragging her talons in the dirt. And then she looks up at you again, and those green eyes look right at yours.
Well, hello there. I was wondering if I'd see you again. I was thinking, well, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you be interested in sharing in my travels with me? And would you be interested in receiving a name from me?
When you say the thing about travels, she like takes a few hops towards you. And then when you say the thing about the name, her wings spread out and flap excitedly.
I thought so. I thought there was something between us. I think I've thought of a good name for you, but you'll have to tell me what you think. My name's Thorn, and I'm sure you know what a thorn is. It's a big old sharp sticky thing on a tree or a plant or a rose. And I thought you could be Talon, because you're like a sharp little pointy thing on the end of a bird's foot.
Oh, that's so cute. I love it. She jumps up and just like flies back up through the trees, and then reemerges, and she's like diving down towards you to the point that it's like almost a little scary because she's doing like that predatory dive, but then she slows and just like flaps her wings to a stop and just lands on your shoulder.
Yeah, I think I like this better than the arm, but you are certainly a very big bird. Well, let's get headed on. You know what? I wasn't really into where I was headed anyway. Why don't you lead the way? Why don't you get up there and show me the way of where we're going?
She flaps up for a moment, but then she slows again, and she lands on the ground. And she starts like walking in a circle, and you see there's like this little like purplish lavender shining circle on the ground, and she's like poking her head at it. She doesn't touch it. She looks a little like confused, and she's just circling it. What do you do?
You found something already. Seems our adventure's already begun. Thorn's going to bend down and sort of do what he did with the little lights. Hello there, just to see if it's alive, because he's never sure if something's alive or not. It could be a living thing, it could be a spirit, it could be something else. So
as you're leaning towards, you can see Talon leaning her neck, stretching it forward too, and the two of you are leaning forward, and then suddenly the circle starts to expand, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it all goes black. And that's where we'll end our game. Thanks so much for listening to our game today. A Game Called Quest is an actual play audio drama of the tabletop RPG Quest, created by TC Sodic and the Adventure Guild. This episode was edited by Ben, who also plays Thorn. The series is GM'd and produced by Rose. You can find our social medias as well as info about the amazing artists whose music we used under the Creative Commons license for this episode in the description box below. We're so excited to have you as a part of our community. We'd love for you to follow us on Twitter or Instagram at Game Called Quest, and even join our community Discord, where we're hoping to be able to talk about nerdy things and build a community around this podcast at the same time. And don't forget to leave a review or follow at wherever you might be listening. This is pretty much the best possible way that we can spread word about this podcast and share these stories with as many people as possible. We're so glad to have you as a listener, so thank you so much for joining us for A Game Called Quest.